Hello, everyone. Nina e toi, Regine. Nina faraha kukatana na wewe, which means I am Regine and I am from, which means I am Regine and I am happy to meet all of you here today. I hope you all are doing wonderful. And as you may know or have been informed, the topic of today is layers. And in life, every chapter of our lives happens in layers. You can't always plan for it because it's a process. And it's a process because, sometimes life comes and goes and hits in intervals just like contractions. And that's the beauty in it. You see, when a child is born, they are born with 5 or so senses, right? Like eyes, ears, mouth, nose, and touch. And then what do we introduce a child to? We introduce them to language, numbers, colors, people. And then, as the scripture says, a child then goes the way of which they are raised, which may be the nature of their environment, where they go to school, who they hang out with, where they go to work. Now, if a system is suppressing you and no longer elevating you, then you have to unlearn and relearn. So what does that mean, to unlearn and relearn? Well, you see, if you're into a program of something that is suppressing you and no longer elevating you, then you have to go and define the new meaning to those 5 senses. Because if we are born with all 5 of them, if not all, then some, then we do have this innate quality to adapt and adjust and be able to create our reality and create our universe. For I believe that we are all creators of our own universe. I'll prove it to you right now. So many of you have heard the term, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So if a picture is worth 1,000 words, what exactly does that mean? Well, you see, I am a canvas. And I am a canvas because how you or how he or she interpret this very moment is going to be different from one person to the next. Like you could be enjoying yourself during this time, or you could be bored. However, at this point, you understand that you are a visionary. You create the reality of this very moment from one moment to the next. You can't always plan for it because it happens in layers and it's a process. Remember, because life happens in intervals and it hits like contractions. So if you're a visionary, then I have something written for you called visionary. It's invisible to the naked eye, but it's a layout to my very own. They might say it's Lupe or call it a fiasco, depending on who you ask, though. I think you was made Picasso, but with a new name. A name like Regine, I should be building a regime. A name like yours, you should be building a regime. Out here living single, thinking I should bust the art. It's on you, Gene. I'm balling to win. I'm switching the plays on screen light. Ball to win with a ball pen. I'm straight out the 90s in 00. James 7, chakras. To get aligned with the new design, the new divine, to get on with AI. AI heard, if you go tell these words to a mountain, they'll ascend. So when you come back down, don't be surprised that they sleeping again. The crossover. So I said that all of you are visionaries. You are creators of your own universe. You just have to plant the seeds, or you could be deceived, or you could be living in another man's idea or reality. For if you do not use your mind and start creating with every thought of yours, then you will be programmed to another person's reality than the one of where your mother had created and intended the purpose of you. For there is no mistake of you. Now, dreams. I wrote a poem called Do Black Girls Dream? Because in my position and in my shoes, I look around and I always wanted to see someone who looked just like me too. Because I believe the narrative had gotten changed over time, and you see many young people looking for someone else to be that role model or be that influence or be that person. But you see, you can't always look around on the outside to look for what you need. Sometimes you have to go within and be yourself. So do black girls dream? Dreams. If I believe, can they be? Can they be? Words spoken so elegantly, starting to sound like a melody and search for something higher than me. Peace, peace is what I say to me. No hopeless souls, hope I find my way home, traveling on my soul left and right through the hemispheres, paradigm to paradigm. Some won't make it, they just might die. I can't let a good gift inside go dim without shining the light. My G, there's a plan in Swahili. Picture perfect, picture me rolling. The world's our inheritance, what is idle tree? Not idle tree. Since a little girl I've been stepping and clapping on. Since a little girl I've been clapping and trying to step on beat to my favorite musician's artistry. Now that I'm older, that art isn't me. I love what you made, but you're not my maker. Feeling like Joseph to be an interpreter. Had to cut off the old me. Now that I'm older, I see. Now that I'm older, I see. Generations that live as old as Abraham. Rise up.